They've heard the tapes, they've heard the speeches, they've practiced their free throws, and now it's time to play the game. And so we will on MSG, live from the world's most famous arena.
It's Houston. And forward at 6'2" from Florida State, number 21, Charlie Ward. And forward at 6'5" from Alabama, number 8, and forward at 6'7" from UNLV, number 2, Tri-Captain Larry Johnson. And at center at 7 feet from Georgetown, number 33, Tri-Captain Patrick Ewing.
342nd consecutive sellout, and they are loud already. Defensively, as is the entire Heat team. Sprewell off the dribble.
Sprewell, after not showing confidence in his first shot, will not be denied that time, right inside the paint.
Now it's back to Ewing on Mourning the last 2 possessions.
Yeah, they're featuring Mourning. I wonder why they didn't do that in game 2.
Brown very deep in the post against Larry Johnson, and able to dunk it in. That's a tough matchup if Brown gets it that deep.
Yeah, he's 6'11", LJ 6'7", so Brown had been reluctant to shoot, but that time so close to the basket, 8 feet away, he was able to get it down.
Brown shooting over 50% of the series, but again, does not look for his offense. Johnson kicks it out. Houston for 3. Houston for the time.
LJ creating and looking inside, so Houston is shortest three-pointer to 22 feet.
Yeah, knocks it away on that defense. Ward throws it ahead to Sprewell. Sprewell goes around P.J. Brown and puts it in.
Sprewell, amazing grace, one of the most difficult players in transition. So that time in Heat the 6'11" Brown for the Heat.
And you give the credit to Patrick Ewing on his help defense.
Here comes the crowd. They want some deep.
Ewing backs off. Mourning missed a lot of shots from outside. He's really become much better from out there and knocks that one down.
Yeah, Mourning, a 55% shooter in the regular season. A deft touch right now. 2 consecutive switches by Mourning.
Ward's pass deflected, and Barley comes up with a loose ball.
Good hands by Hardaway.
Mourning, quick move. Ball knocked away by Houston. Well, deflected was fouled. Riley did as well. Charlie Ward inside, stripped. A foul by Hardaway before the shot. And Tim Hardaway picks up his first. That time Ward going right at Hardaway. Sprewell on the runner. Knocks it down again.
So 2 consecutive moves now by Spree. Taking 3 actually.
Tri-Captain Gunny made it a point to say how in game 2, Ward didn't necessarily take advantage of Hardaway. Many of his baskets in transition, some off switches. Hardaway off the dribble.
Hardaway taking advantage of you were in the penalty.
Sprewell tied up nicely by Mashburn. Johnson all alone. Hits the 3. Larry Johnson from downtown. And the next Mashburn is a tough matchup for him. Ewing 5 on the shot clock. Spinning inside. Nice move from Ewing. Move against Moore.
Yeah, diagonally into the paint and then spinning along the baseline off the glass.
The Knicks have made their last 6 shots from the field and are back up by 3. What a difference from the offensive horror show we saw in game 2.
There's a double right there. LJ coming to help out. The steal was made.
Sprewell with the initial deflection. Drives right at Hardaway. Hardaway trying to get a touch. Sprewell still put it in.
So it looked like Hardaway was trying to foul him. Sprewell now 4 for 4. And again in transition. Give LJ the credit coming up with the steal.
We're at the midway point of the first as the Knicks with a 5-point advantage. Ward knocks it away. Charlie Ward playing aggressive at both ends. P.J. Brown off the mark. Ewing the rebound.
Knicks it.
Mashburn going right at Houston. Good defense from Houston. Blocked by Canby. Shot clock at 2. Carter puts it up and knocks it down. Off the screen. He's quickly doubled. Canby makes his move inside, finding Kurt Thomas. Thomas steps back and knocks it in.
Didn't we get through Ewing and foul trouble? Thomas came in and did a nice job
From the quick start by the Knicks.
Now the one-on-one opportunity for Zoe. Sprewell there to double.
Ball goes right back to Ewing with the steal. Patrick Ewing is on a number of deflections.
Yeah, the energetic Patrick Ewing. Sprewell, he's not keeping his head up.
And Ball, he's just all arms, all around him.
He's like an octopus on screen.
Ewing. Ewing has been very spry in the early going. Little jump hook knocks it in. We haven't seen much of that.
Yeah, good creativity by Ewing. Making inside.
And Pat Riley wants timeout. Crowd applauding the play of Patrick Ewing at both ends of the floor.
Crowd wanting to get involved, but because of a suffocating defense, they've not been effective thus far.
Houston makes his move, fires away, shots good. Allen Houston now with 12, and let's regain the lead. A 1-point advantage under a minute to play in the opening half.
Mourning the only offensive threat right now for the Heat. Now Hardaway clears out the side, a double by Houston.
Good hands from Ewing. Hardaway again hesitant to shoot the three, 4 on the shot clock. Childs right up on him. The pop will go, rebound Ewing. So far up on it. Houston spots up, quick turn and shoot. That is a tough shot. They find it going one way, then turns and knocks it down.
Also, Marley leaning on him the other way. So Allen defying Allen Houston with that shot.
Houston now with 14 to lead the Knicks. He's 5 of 10 from the field. 3-point Knick lead. P.J. Brown over the outstretched hands of Ewing. Able to put it in.
All of Brown's shots come along the baseline. So very good shooter along the baseline.
Neither team able to really get any big lead in the first half. Largest lead by either team is 5.
LJ hasn't had the success against Brown like he did in game 2.
Brown, a very good defender. The deflection right back to Charlie Ward, and he backs it in.
That's indicative of Ward's tenacity that's going between the big guys this score.
Again, the initial pass was knocked away, but right back into his hands.
The pace has quickened now. You see NBA basketball now. Good continuity, good passing, ball movement by both teams.
Brown, again, shooting over Larry Johnson. P.J. Brown showing a little bit of confidence now in his offensive game.
Yep, he came out early on looking to get on the books, but was only 1 of 7 at one point, but now is can his last 2 jumpers.
Johnson against Brown the other way.
They need to face up to him to beat him with his quickness. See, he's not facing up, just backing in.
They're still doubling him, and that forces an opening. Sprewell now makes his move. He's tied up. 3 on the shot clock. Sprewell's going to have to put it up. And it's in.
Master creativity. So that time we saw early on, we saw Houston with an uncanny shot. This time Sprewell.
Good poise as the shot clock was winding down. They're trading baskets to start the third. Sprewell on the steal, but he deflects it out of bounds, can't track it down, and he get it back with 8 on the shot clock.
Yeah, the crowd exhorting their heroes now. Watch Sprewell, watch Brown relax at the last second. Watch Brown, he's going to step back, and that was the opening Sprewell needed. Brown should have smothered Sprewell. Once a player gives up his dribble, you should get all over them.
Hardaway trying to get away from Ward to no avail, and Mourning knocked it out of bounds. It looked like it was last touched by Mourning, but there's only 2 on the shot clock.
Carrying off of Ewing's arm. So the Heat will have it there underneath. I don't know, it looked like Mourning did hit it.
Ewing did deflect it, but Mourning knocked it, just had to catch and shoot as Houston kicks it out. But he is not playing as well and moving as well. Charlie Ward knocks down another. And
In the area, LJ had a one-on-one opportunity.
Nice feed inside, and Brown rams it home, and it's right back to a 1-point game.
And now the Heat astounding the Knicks. Carter, the neophyte, has been the catalyst since checking in for Hardaway. Some good dishing by Carter.
With Mourning on the bench with 4 fouls, the Knicks quickly went up by 7, but Miami answers right back. Ewing. Spindle banks it in.
And Brown going to the wrong side. He's got to stay right there. Luckily, there was an aisle way there. He didn't go over the table.
Marley gets inside. Blown by Candy. Rejects it when he falls out. Allen Houston puts it in. Houston knocks it down. Want to get it to Houston. Marley right on him. There's a double team. Houston shoots. Shot is good. Rattles around. Allen Houston from the left baseline. And Knicks again with a work.
That's where Houston wants to get the ball. 11 to 12 feet away. That's a good job of moving Marley to get the good low post position.
Crowd getting on its feet. Mourning against Ewing. Sprewell looking to double. Shot clock down to 7. Mourning doubled again. Fakes, has nowhere to go. Lost it, gets it back, has to put it up. Oh, puts it in. What a shot from Mourning. Feeling you get from the crowd here at the Garden. Charlie Ward makes the move. Banks it in. Charlie Ward ties it up with a minute and a half remaining.
Ward running and studying the Heat off the glass along the baseline.
Charlie Ward went scoreless in the first half. 4 for 4 from the field in the second half, all 9 of his points. And the Knicks are dead even with a minute and a half remaining in the fourth. Drive on the pull-up. Tough shot, won't go. Mourning gets it, keeps it alive. Shot, no good, but a foul. And Mourning will shoot 2.
Mourning has been hapless. He's been relentless, but he's been inside and can't get them down. So again, astounding the Knicks with his bounding. And watch Mashburn. His shot is going in and out. There's Mourning. Watch this. Right there, Ward hacks him. The ball won't go in. So Mourning, an erratic shooter from the line, folks.
He's 5 of 6 tonight.
7 of 13 in the previous game. And the crowd on his case right now.
1:09 remaining in a tie game. Big free throws for Mourning.
The place reverberating as Mourning gets the bounce. He finally gets a bounce.
And you heard the cheer and then the groan as Mourning calmly awaits there. Knicks have been killed on the offensive glass, Clyde. 15 offensive rebounds for Miami, just 3 for the Knicks.
Again, the place reverberating.
Mourning calmly puts that one in. And the Knicks down 2 as we approach 1 minute remaining here in game 3.
No fouls to give for either team. Houston and Ward, the only offensive threats right now for the Knicks. They want Houston.
Houston, Marley up on him. Houston makes his move on the baseline. Leans in, shot is up, won't go. Rebound, tipped up, no good by Camby, and Mashburn the rebound.
Camby rising majestically with the left hand. And like the Heat before him, he could not get the bounce.
Carter makes his move on Ward. Knicks do not need to foul, certainly only down 2, and still plenty of time remaining. Mashburn with 4 on the clock. Carter makes his move. Carter a wild shot, won't go. Rebound Ewing, and the Knicks will call timeout with 24.9 remaining, trailing by 2.
With this much time, they will bring it up from the backcourt.
Sprewell with Mashburn on him.
They're looking for Houston.
Houston down low. The turnaround puts it up. Won't go. Rebound Camby. Camby knocks it out to Sprewell. Sprewell the board. That's a 3. No good. Ewing with the rebound. Knocked out of bounds. And it's still Nick Ball with 6.1 remaining. And
you want to get a shot where you have an opportunity to make it.
Houston finding Ewing. Ewing with the jumper. He puts it in. Patrick Ewing knocks it down with 2.4 remaining. And it's all tied at 68.
Ewing, the 15-footer. And he was the last guy I thought would have tipped the shot.
But the Heat have plenty of time remaining because they could get the ball at half court. Now they put 2/10 of a second back on. There's 2.6 remaining. Ample time to get off a quality shot.
All right. So the crowd rejoicing now. Everybody on their feet as Patrick Ewing forward.
And it ties the game at 68.
Remember, it was Ewing's effort that kept the ball alive, denying Marley the rebound underneath to give the Knicks this possession.
Houston triple teamed, and Ewing squaring up with Mourning coming right at him. A tough shot to Patrick Ewing. Ewing throughout his career, Clyde, has had to take a lot of big shots, ones that will determine the outcome of the game. He certainly missed his fair share. He's also hit a number as well, and this one a big one to tie it up.
See, the double team freed him up. Mourning the belated attempt as Ewing swishes it through.
Ewing, 8 points and 8 rebounds overall. And the Heat, you could tell, Clyde, they were going right at Allen Houston. They did not want him taking the shot.
Yeah, they were overzealous and had left Ewing there. So Patrick Ewing rejoicing after that nice shot.
But now the Knicks have to think defense as you see the reaction from the Knicks bench.
And they have to look for trickery as well. And right now, I think if they double team, you're vulnerable to that, leaving somebody open. So I think every man has to carry his own weight right now for the Knicks. Don't look to double team.
Tim Hardaway has always been the money player for the Heat in this situation. But Hardaway's only played 18 minutes, and he has not played at all in the fourth quarter. He's 0 for 5, just 1 point. So I doubt Pat Riley will put him in.
Plus, there's not a lot of time to do a lot of dishing. It's got to be sort of a bang-bang type of play.
The key probably for Miami to try to get it to Alonzo Mourning, but with 2.6 seconds remaining, you have to first usually inbound it and then get it. It might not be enough time to set up Mourning.
But with the serendipity that we've seen in this series, Allen Houston's bounce in. And this is not a predicament right now where the Knicks would want to be.
A typical finish between the Knicks and the Heat in a postseason.
Right, because luck has played a big part in the winner in this series.
Marley, Mourning, P.J. Brown, Carter, and Mashburn come on the floor right now for the Miami Heat.
Remember Hardaway's three-pointer in the regular season to beat the Knicks down there. So the Knicks do not want something like that happening.
Marley to Mashburn, Jamal Mashburn at the buzzer. No good, and we go to overtime.
And Mashburn got a good look at it. You saw his foot was on the line. He didn't need a three-pointer, just a deuce, and he could not get it down.
So overtime here in Game 3 at the Garden. A terrific look from Mashburn. Nice head fake. And 5 extra minutes put up on the clock here in this best-of-7 series. Knicks and Heat all even after 8. And the penalty is the 14th foul.
Knicks with 2 team fouls now.
Sprewell knocks it in. Latrell Sprewell, his first field goal since the third quarter.
Yeah, that's the Sprewell we know. Looking at the basket, swishing it through.
And the Knicks draw first blood in the overtime. Chance of defense as they go to Mourning. There's the double team. Mashburn wide open for a three-pointer and puts it in. Knicks left. 8 remaining on the 24. Houston comes off. Marley right with it. He's been his shadow. Houston fires it through. Puts it in. Allen Houston rattles it in. And the Knicks back up by 2.
Marley getting frustrated now. All over Houston that time, but in vain.
24 for Houston. Under 3 to play in the overtime.
Now the Knicks top gun starting to percolate.
Mashburn isolated. Nice move from Mashburn. Shot does not get the roll. Can be the rebound.
Yeah, the Knicks with momentum now. The crowd, the Garden is energized.
The largest lead in this game has been 7. It has been close throughout. Neither team able to pull away.
Whoa.
Ward lost it. Camby picks it up. Sprewell with 6 on the shot clock. He's tied up now. Upside to Ward. Charlie Ward. Nice feed to Camby. Beautiful alley-oop, and the Knicks go up by 4.
The Knicks very cohesive and coherent now. So Ward a bullet pass to Bangship.
And the Knicks go up by 4.
And the clock winding down. Ward to Camby right away. Camby never bringing the ball down, stuffing it through.
Camby and Ward out there for the Knicks. It's Carter, Mourning, Brown, Mashburn, and Marley from Miami.
Yeah, you would think they were trying to isolate Mourning one-on-one with Ewing.
They go to Mashburn. Mashburn against Sprewell. Mashburn holding it. Throws it up top, Marley. Carter makes his move. Inside, flips it up, shot. Right to Mourning, tips it in. And they wave it off. They wave it off. Offensive interference. Danny Crawford says no basket. Mourning says
now they're going to confer. Now they're going to confer because
the two officials are talking, Hugh Hollins and Danny Crawford. Crawford said no, it was offensive interference. Now, Hugh Hollins may say that he didn't touch it.
It's two. The trail official was the guy who made it. He had the worst angle.
They say now the Mourning did not touch it, and it's 2 points for the Heat. So the officials talk about it. Crawford, who was the trail official, he felt Mourning touched it above the cylinder. In that case, it's basket interference, and it should not count. But if he did not touch it, then it's clearly a good goal.
Sprewell is saying the ball came from behind the basket. It looked like Carter was behind the basket and threw the ball from behind the basket over.
So that's what the Knicks are talking about, because you can't score a basket when it goes over the backboard from behind.
You're talking about serendipity, folks. That he was throwing up a prayer and it caught the rim and bounced in. Watch Carter. Poor angle. Watch what he does. Behind the basket, he looks like look at the angle that he threw it in, and Mourning did not touch it.
Mourning never touched it. Carter's shot, if it goes from behind the backboard over and in, does not count.
Man, look at that angle right there. And remember what we said about luck in this series. How many lucky bounces have you seen to cost a team a game? And this one, of course, is luck right there. And Mourning, good perseverance by Mourning, not touching the ball. Carter throwing up a prayer, and it was answered.
So the call, again, the ball can't go over the backboard either way. That's out of bounds. It can touch the top of the backboard. If it goes from behind over, it cannot count. There you see the reaction from Miami and Tim Hardaway.
And they had a good beat right there. And then, of course, the officials made the right call.
Let's send it to Al Troutwick.
Just happened. The official Hugh Hollins was looking over at John Thompson and Danny Ainge, who are also broadcasting the game. John Thompson gave Hugh Hollins a thumbs up as if to say, you got the call right. And I want to tell you, the look on Hugh Hollins' face said everything. I don't think they were 100% certain on the call.
But they made the right one, though. Because on the replay, Mourning did not touch the ball. He clearly got his hand away from the ball.
It appeared the Knicks were arguing that the ball came, again, the shot from Carter from behind the backboard over the top, and that's not allowed. But Mourning did not touch it, so half of it is correct. As Ewing, Sprewell, Childs, Houston, and Ward will come out on the floor. Now 2.2 remaining.
Now the Knicks need a miracle. And they will have the ball in the front court, right in front of us at the timeline. Of course, it's difficult to get the ball in bounds now, and they don't have much time.
Ward will inbound with Sprewell, Ewing, Houston, and the fifth pick is Chris Childs. 2.2 remaining here in Game 3. Sprewell inside, knocked away by Bowen, and there's the buzzer.